It's our last day in Black Rock Mountain State Park in Georgia today, so we're getting one more hike in before we head home. We're on the Lookoff Mountain Overlook Trail, so we are just going up to the lookout and then back down. It's supposed to be a total of just under 3 miles. There are some spots on this trail that the mountain laurel's out in full force, so it's beautiful, and I feel like a flower girl has gone before me to lead the way. So very beautiful. Definitely not as frequented of a trail. Definitely a steep trail. Looking at the map on all trails, there's some pretty serious incline moments. So pretty high grade, but it's all fine, part of the adventure. I guess that's one of the good things about it not being too long of a trail. It feels quite jungle-like in here today. It's extremely humid. And it's just a lot of plant life, so it's really pretty. Here's some birds flying around. Got a tree dangling down. We'll go quickly under that portion. Looks like it's ready to pin somebody down. So it's so nice to wake up to the rain being calmed down. While all our stuff was wet, we didn't have to pack up in the rain today. I was grateful for that. Especially, like, we were grateful that the weather was what it was this weekend. Even though there was rain in and out, it was always manageable. It didn't stop us from any of the things that we had planned to do, so that was awesome. But as the sun was shining this morning and the birds were singing and it was quiet and peaceful and calm, it was a good reminder to me that the hard will always change. It's not going to stay around. Everything is temporary. So we had a couple days of fairly rough weather, but then we woke up to some clearer skies and it was beautiful again. So that was really a good way to get started with the day, because I am having a day where I feel near my worst. I don't feel very good at all with my body struggling, and so the reminder that I had this morning is helping me with my attitude today, my perspective today, knowing that yes, I am struggling today. There's definitely some water down there, but cannot see it for sure through all the trees. While I'm struggling through today with how I feel, it's not going to last. I will get better. Well, I will feel better at least tomorrow or the next day, whenever it comes. It's going to be temporary conditions. I found the water. I don't think you can really see it on the video, but it's running down the rock. Really pretty. Alright, so this water is definitely flowing down like the whole mountain. Pretty cool. Just able to see it at this little spot. This is a fun trail. Definitely feel like you're just walking through the woods. Poles would definitely be a good accessory to bring with you. Good tool. Lots of rocks and roots and incline, and then on the way out we'll have all the downhill. Another example of how things are temporary though. Some people have a real hard time with the going up, and you can remind them, when you go up, you get to go down. Caden and I used to say that he never loved running up the hills. Now he loves it because he's used to it now. But say, well, we would yell it on our way up, when we go up, we get to come down. And it was good motivation for him to keep putting in the effort. So, same is true with going on a hike. There's our beautiful sunshine today. Here's a good example of some mountain laurel out here. It's so pretty. All the color among the green. All of this that I've seen is like a very light pink color. Here's some more water running down the mountain. Oh, now I feel like we're going into a tunnel. Gotta love a tree tunnel. So I think parents especially need to remember things are temporary. Can be very difficult with the challenges that kids go through. All ages have their challenges. Right now we're at the teenage struggle, and it's a struggle. But it's always exciting to recognize some growth. Oh, that's some spider web. And then look forward to seeing some more. But just keep remembering that what it is not going to last. You're going to come out on the other side. It's just like when you have little ones that don't want to sleep in their own bed. And everybody always reminds you, they're not going to be 30 years old wanting to sleep in your bed. It's okay. It's just a phase. So that's very important, I think, to maintain some sanity as a parent. It's all part of their growing up, and growing up is so hard. So I think things like dealing with traumatic events like a death is another one that can be a challenge. And we know that the death of a loved one isn't going to change. They're still going to be gone, but that extreme emotion and shock or devastation that you feel at the time is going to dissipate. There's always going to be strong feelings, but they're going to transform as you're growing and working through things. But situations like that, it can be so hard. It can feel like the world is over. But it's not. Just like our sunshine came out today. The skies will always clear. You can always think of the rainbows that come out. Alright, so higher up we're seeing more of the rhododendron. They're not blooming here, but a lot of green up here. There's a lot of ferns though. I always love ferns. I think they're so pretty. I love to watch their cycle of growing, how they open up. So cool. So we're nearing our look-off point. I'm not sure if we have much more uphill or if we're basically on the ridge just walking out now. But flattened out significantly. So that's cool. Very pretty walk. And it's so quiet, we have seen no sign of anybody else. This trail is part of the James Edmund Trail, which is a longer loop that you can do, and you can backpack to camp out on that. You can camp out up here at the lookout. So that'd be a fun option for a short backpacking trip. Just get out overnight. You can feel a little breeze up here, so some of that humidity it's not as apparent now. Appreciate some of that. So there are some parts of this trail that are very eroded, and I feel like I'm walking in a little ditch. And there are other spots that seem just more like a little trail through the woods. Amazing the power water has. As it moves, I guess, changes the land dramatically. The Mount Yonah Trail we were on the other day had one of the geological survey markers in the ground, and those are always put in flat to the ground. So the fact that this metal marker was sticking up several inches above the ground indicated that that trail is very well used and very well eroded since they placed it. So we are up at the top. Seems like we're just going around now to the point. There's supposed to be an overlook out here. Oh, pretty rock. There we go. A beautiful day. Alright, here's our lookout, overlook. I think it's cool, there's a Lookoff Mountain campsite up here too. Designated camp area for backpacking. Notice this tree on our way up. That was pretty cool with all the fungus growing on it. Caden's having lots of fun with Seek on this hike, recording all the millipedes and plants and creepy crawlies he can find. Always a fun thing for kids to do on a hike. Good way to encourage good use of technology. So we are on our way back down. up at the top we ended up looping around. You could go either direction up at the top. So we followed the sign towards the overlook, and it went out along where you could see we were out along the edge, and then we came back down. It kind of went through the middle of the ridge a little bit more past the established campsite there. But I really liked the campsite. It was protected from the wind and stuff, and it even had a bear box up there. That was awesome. Alright, so we are back down near the parking lot now. So this water, really pretty, I love the sound of it, flows down into the Black Rock Lake. There's about 0.85 mile trail that goes around the lake. And I thought it was cool at the beginning they had some signs to show the fish that are there. Certain ones I guess you can catch, others you'd have to catch and release. And then also a snake identifying sign. So that's pretty cool. We didn't see any snakes today, but always fun to learn. This is definitely a very pretty hike. That water, just the two are combining into a big flow down to the lake. Very cool. We'll make our way out. Let's see. So I hope wherever you are, whatever you're dealing with today, if it's a struggle, you can remind yourself that it's temporary. Everything changes. So you will get to a brighter side. It's so pretty. Getting out for a walk is always a good way to regain perspective for me. Always feels so good after getting out. Oh, another little bridge up here. So, and I had the hard part coming down the hill. Of course, the mountain coming back, and that was all good. I enjoyed the up on the way up. So, I will see you next time on the trail with Heart.